Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. I want to now run this L4 mission that is a burner Talos. And this is actually a mission that you can do in a pretty cheap Enyo. It's something that I've been doing quite a few times before, but I've never shown you guys, so I thought may as well show you guys now. So this is a very nice little ship right here because it only costs like 80-90 million. I've made a video previously on like how to, generally speaking, run L4 missions with the Paladin and Nurgle, and I happened to get this mission as well. But it takes a bit of time to get through, so you need to make sure you have a bit of time to run this. But you do get a lot of ISK, and also the bounties you get from the enemies in this mission are really nice too. Also the potential of getting like these faction modules, you can get some pretty good ISK from those as well. Since there's 3 enemies, so you're going to have high chance of killing them, because how it works is that when you're doing this mission, essentially there's like a minefield, you could say, and you have to exit the minefield, and on each like corner of the minefield, so to say, there's, or 3 corners I guess, there are 3 battlecruisers, there's 3 Taloses, and those guys, they have really good range somehow, and they also do a lot of DPS as well. So that's why this Enyo right here is really good, because it has good it's very good at avoiding to get hit. There's a relatively high amount of DPS as well with these light neutron blasters. If we were to get like a wrecking shot or something, well, at least we have the ability to tank quite a bit. Alright, so I'm finally here. It was a long journey, but let's get into this. The Enyo taking on 3 burner Talos. So I would have never thought that a little frigate like this would be able to do it, but it actually is. The most amount of time here is spent really just traveling. It's not really killing these things. So you see this is minefield, right? So what we're going to do here is sort of go so that we don't get close to any of them, because if we do get close to them, then they'll set off and they'll be like an auto turret, so to say. So they'll start shooting us. So we just need to be careful about that. So we just go in a direction. We can see that we're not coming close to any of them. So we sort of go here, right? Maybe we could even go here. We can go a little bit here so we approach this burner Talos a little bit quicker. So we simply approach like this, just try to kill them. That's all it is, really all it is. It's just, you need to just get up and close, burn them down with the neutron blasters. I would have liked to be able to do this in like cruiser, a heavy assault cruiser, but I think that they do actually have very high DPS, like really high DPS. The thing is just that we are able to speed tank it, but a heavy assault cruiser will have a hard time speed tanking, so they'll be forced more to face tank it. And at that point, I think that it'll be very difficult to have some decent DPS with the amount of tank you'll have to have, unless you super blink the stuff. So this, I think, is a very good balance, because you're using like a very cheap frigate. You're also able to do them by speed tanking, and we've got a decent amount of DPS as well. So I think this is a very nice setup, and also it looks really cool to have the fitting so clean like this. You see it's almost perfectly fit the whole ship. So you see here we're approaching this guy right here, so we maybe want to just go, we're outside the minefield now, so we can just try getting there, but we don't want to approach directly, obviously, because they will have a very good application if we apply like directly on him. So see here, just keep approaching, and I usually go to the one on the side. I don't go to the one in front, because you can sort of keep up transversal with all the ones if you go for the one on the side, because we're sort of keeping transversal with this guy and this guy at the same time when we are traveling like this. If we were to go to the one in the front, maybe these will just pop me like that. So we'll just go and get close to him. They're sensor dampening us, so we can't lock them up, and I don't even think we have enough range as well. 10 kilometers low, look at that. 53 kilometers is our natural range, so we're getting sensor dampened pretty hard. Burner Talos, you can see this. This guy got 7 million ISK bounty on them, so it's a pretty decent bounty you get, and they also have the potential of dropping some nice faction drops as well. So we just approach with as steep as angle as feels comfortable. Do not want to be too steep. The less steep, the more comfortable it will be, but also will be a bit slower too. So it's really just a balance of finding the sweet spot, like I'm doing now. You can see sort of like approaching in a bit of an angle right here. He decides to warp scramble us, so there's no turning back now. Well, I guess there is turning back, because we could just go out of his warp scramble range. Something that helps a lot to like check how you're traveling is to keep this tactical overlay on. So we can just get this option right here. So you can start shooting this guy, and we can orbit maybe at 2,500. I think that's a decent orbit. Just an optimal, and we'll be doing some decent damage to him. You can see we're doing some decent damage. It's pretty nice. Maybe even we can orbit closer, maybe 500 or something like that. The only thing I'm thinking is that if we orbit closer, maybe the transversal will be a little bit too low. We'll see. We'll just orbit at 500, see if we have any problems. We obviously have this assault damage control too, to be able to use it in the case of an emergency. And we have a very good armor repair rate as well, especially since we've got Asclepians in. Helps it here. He's getting absolutely wrecked. Yeah, this guy is soon down. What does this Talos think he's gonna do against the mighty Enyo? Enyo is just so nice. I wonder if you could do this in a Minmatar ship, because he does have a low explosive resistance, so it could maybe be favorable to use a Minmatar ship that has like autocannons or something like that. They're also pretty fast too, so they'll maybe be able to get in range quick. I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with the Minmatar assault frigs. I'm going to be honest now. I haven't used them a whole lot. Like the Wolf, the Jaguar, those guys. Nothing here. I want to keep moving. Double clicking space to keep moving. Important to keep moving. Okay, so we've got this second one over here. 1 down, 2 to go. Let's go to this side right here. We'll go here, and we will knock out this burner Talos over here. This guy we have to approach a little bit in an arc as well, just like usual. Be careful about these auto turrets over here, these mines. I call them mines, but I guess they're auto turrets, but they feel like mines because it's like a minefield, looks like. If you just get close to them, they'll start shooting you. I mean, it's not, you won't die if they start attacking you, but if you activate a lot of them, you could maybe die. Like if you get close to it, then you'll start shooting. It'll do a little extra DPS, and they do have pretty good application, so it will be taking a little bit of a toll on your tank. So just want to, I don't want to activate them, but it's very simple to not activate them. And even if you do, I have myself activated them quite a few times. It's not the whole world, but you just keep a little bit of range, and it'll be a bit of a chill experience. And I've never tried destroying them, but maybe you could destroy them as well. Okay, let's go here and go a little bit to an arc and make ourselves get a bit closer now. Good. So we're going 1k a second with like a bullet. It looks a bit like a bullet going on right here, because we're really tiny. Got a very small signature radius. So yeah, 37 meter signature radius. Going like an absolute bullets right here. Absolute units. So that's what this Enyo is. It should be on the Reddit for absolute units, I think. Okay. This guy is getting soon in range. This is what I mean. It takes a long time to do this, because a lot to do with the travel time. When you actually get to them, it doesn't take a whole long time to kill them. It's just mainly just having to travel this far. It's quite annoying. Maybe it could have been good to use an MWD, especially since the assault frigates, they have like a bonus to their MWD signature radius, but I've never seen people use them, so maybe there's a reason for that. Otherwise, it could be fun to try, but on the other hand, maybe we'll get popped. Let's see, now could we fit one of these? MWD maybe? 5MN NWD. Nah. Digital booster maybe. They're very expensive too. We'll remove this maybe. I'll put a cap recharge over here. Ah. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough. Maybe we could remove the rocket launcher, because there's not a whole lot of damage going here, and the rocket launcher could help a bit to get a bit of extra speed. Speed it up a little bit, I think. If any of you guys have used an MWD frigate for these Serpentis or these Talos burners, let me know, because I'm quite curious about that actually. A lot of time could be shaved off if you are able to use an MWD frigate. Okay, so this is where actually I have previously activated these turrets. So you can see here, this guy likes to chill now around these turrets right here, and they will try to sort of kite you, and when we're going from here, they'll sort of move a little bit towards the turret. So we could potentially activate the turrets here, but you don't have to panic. Don't panic. It's not too bad. They don't do a whole lot of DPS. Just if you activate a lot of them, it can accumulate, but just 1 or 2 don't do a whole lot of DPS. I think I've activated 2 at a time, and I was still able to tank it, no problem. But also remember that is, oh, we got a hit right there. Burner Talos got a hit right there. We can orbit it because we weren't orbiting properly. I was just trying to go from side to side, because he seems to have an AI that makes him keep range. So if I was trying to keep myself back here, he'll keep range and move away from the turret. So that's sort of what I was trying to do, but at the expense of having worse transversal. Orbit this scrub. Assault damage control is really nice. Just it can get some good buffer, and also it's a bit of a good for an emergency situations if we're taking big hits. I think they have a high rate of fire because the hit he did was not particularly big. It was not like a really big shot he did. I think they've got a high rate of fire, but not a good like single hit, and that's very good because I don't think wrecking shots will then be able to kill me. So it'll be good for that survivability. Because always when I think of frigates doing stuff like up against big ships, I always worry about wrecking shots from my experience in the Abyss. It's not a good time that I've been getting wrecked there by wrecking shots. Okay, let's get this. Nothing here. Okay. I'm going to go for the second or the third burner Talos. We're going to go here a little bit to the side. Oh, there we go. Wrecking shot. That's what I was talking about. But look here. It goes to show that we have got a decent enough tank to be able to survive a wrecking shot. This is actually the first time I've ever been hit by a wrecking shot from one of these guys. But I was impressed right there. That was very nice. We also have a really fat structure. Look at that structure we've got. It's a typical thing for Galantia ships to have big structures. Very fat structure, like typical Galantian. Yeah. So we even had a big structure as well. That was even bigger than our armor, in fact. That was very good right there. But obviously it resists better in the armor HP. So I think actually we had more essential buffer in the armor than the structure. Well, we did have some decent tank to spare, even though we got low in our armor. So that was good for the Azul damage control right there. So we were basically semi-invulnerable, and in case we were to get another hit somehow, then at least we will be able to resist that while we've got low armor, and we repaired up so quickly anyway. So it really shows how powerful the Enyo is. The powerful Enyo. Let's approach this guy here. Move in range, get in range of this Talos. Can lock him up now, I believe. Can start shooting now. And orbit him at 500. Smooth, 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 smooth. That was a smooth mission right there. It's simple. Simple, simple, simple. It's just you need to do a bit of piloting, have a slight awareness of transversal, but otherwise, it is very chill. Very chill indeed. How long have we spent here? Spent here 13 minutes. So it does take a bit of time, this burner mission, but it is also potentially a very profitable mission as well. I've done 2 of these missions, I think, before, 2 or 3. And one of them, I got a 50 million module from them. That's Shadow Serpentis and Neutron Blast, I think it was. So you can get some nice loot. You get 7 million ISK bounty per ship, and also just in general. The mission gives some good ISK and LP from it as well. So it's a pretty profitable mission. It took a little bit longer now because it was spawned very far away, so it would have been taken a lot less time if it had spawned closer to my mission system. It's been unfortunate. That's just the way it is sometimes, and I think it also has something to do that we've got to do a shorter route maybe. No, there's no difference. Okay, good, and we'll align out to the mission. And we can actually just grab this. Maybe they could have some loot. Who knows? Who knows? Can maybe have some good loot in here. Give me your riches, Talos. Let's see what they've got here. Nothing in here, unfortunate. Just the way it is sometimes. Okay, so there we go. Burner Talos is done in a simple Enyo. Very solid ship. The only thing I would say is that if there was a way to get it to go faster, then it would make this a lot faster, this mission, because they didn't take a whole long time to destroy the Talos. A pretty high DPS. I mean, 400 DPS, 460 is very high for a frigate, especially for how good tank we've got going on right here. So I think that maybe could somehow, if there was a way to implement a MWD into this, it would have been very nice. But again, I'm not sure how it would be with the signature radius. Maybe it would get popped, who knows. Alright, so I'm back in here. Home sweet home. Time to turn in our mission. This system right here is such a peaceful system. It's so nice that you see occasional miners mining about, and then you also got the people missioning at the same time. I really like this place. And it's also got this like nice Galantian background as well. Sort of Galantian / Amar background actually. Here it feels a bit Galantian, but here it feels Amarian. I'm not really too familiar with the astronomical science of EVE Online faction space skybox colors. But either way, let's hand in our mission right here. Get the good ISK and the good LP too. So there we go. Burner Talos, super simple, super easy. Fit is in the description if you guys want to use it as well. Thanks to my friend iBad for sending this to me. Fit is really cheap and you can earn some good ISK with your L4 missions. I would say it's a really good investment just to buy it, just to keep it in your L4 mission hub, just so that you can do the mission occasionally when you get the Burner Talos mission. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.